And my talk is about a teaching resource which I made with my colleague Barnard. Now, in the School of Psychology, in psychology, we need to teach research methods and statistics. So if you're teaching a scientific subject, be it a physical or a social science, at some point you're going to have to teach statistics. And a lot of messing around in software like SPSS and Excel. I don't think a single one of my psychology students decided to study psychology because they knew that they were going to be doing research methods and statistics. And as well as that, not only do students need to learn statistics throughout the course, at the very end, when they do their research project, a lot of students need help revising statistics. And so because of that, it is important to have teaching resources in order to help students to learn and also to revise statistics. And so in service of that aim to help students to learn and to revise statistics, Barnard in the School of Psychology and I developed this statistics Launchpad resource. And I'm going to give a demonstration of how it works. You go on the internet. There's the internet. You type in statistics Launchpad, then you press enter, and then it shows up. So this is a teaching resource which is freely and publicly available. Anyone can see it. And it is a Xerte website. Look at this conference here. This whole conference schedule's in a Xerte. We know what a Xerte is. It's a website which allows you to make websites. It has the structure of the website, the bootstrap, which allows you to make the website, and it also has toolkits. The way the statistics Launchpad works is what we did, essentially, is we took the big ideas, the main ideas from the statistics courses in the first 2 years of psychology, and we reduced them, simplified them, condensed them down in order to function as a revision resource to help our students. And also one course which I work on in psychology is the Conversion Masters course, which is a shortened, condensed version of the psychology course. So if you're doing the undergraduate course, you have first year statistics and you second year statistics. But my students who are doing the condensed, shortened Conversion Masters, they don't have first year statistics. They go straight into second year statistics. And so one reason we created this resource was to help students to get up to speed. How it works is it is made up of 6 toolkits, 6 interactive toolkits. Essentially what we've done is we've taken the best bits, well, I wouldn't say the best bits, but we've taken the most essential information from the lectures and the seminars and automated it into this website. So what I'm showing you now, this is the home page here, and it's showing you, look, what it does is it doesn't assume any background knowledge of statistics. And so this can help your students if you're learning psychology or engineering or healthcare or any statistics in law or computer science. Does not assume any background knowledge. It has multiple means of communication, such as text and video pages. It has interactive apps. Students can download data and do little calculations in Excel, use that to answer MCQ questions. We have knowledge tests at the end. So the whole idea is that it is active and it is giving concrete examples throughout. And it is based on the big ideas of statistics. One of the mistakes in statistics education is teaching it as if it was math, teaching it as if it was a series of long, boring equations, abstract, as opposed to what statistics really is, which is using numbers to solve problems in the real world. Let's go on a tour of the website. So we've got some interactive apps to visualize statistics. I'll tell you about that in a bit. We've got an About the Creators page. That's me, and that's Megan. We've got a feedback page. The bulk of it here is on the toolkits. So what it's doing is it consists of 6 toolkits, which at start don't assume any background knowledge. So it goes all the way from the mean to multiple regression, each toolkit building from the other. So first we have descriptive statistics, using numbers to describe the people you've measured. Inferential statistics, using those measurements you've taken to find out if a claim is true or false in the real world. And also then it has different statistical tests, t-tests and ANOVA and correlation and regression, common statistical tests. And so you can do 2 things with this. One thing that you can do is is you can go through it sequentially in order to learn statistics, and also you can choose which resource to go on in order to help you revise. I'm going to quickly go through one of them just to give an example. So every one of these toolkits begins by saying, this is the learning outcomes, this is what you should know at the start. So it tells you the background knowledge. This is the first one, so it doesn't have any. Future toolkits say, for example, the second one says you need to see the first one or understand these ideas first. Every toolkit begins with a big idea, a problem that you can solve with statistics. So in this one, it's a whole bunch of people have done a test. You scored 23. Did you do well on the test? Well, that depends what was the average and how far people scored from the average. And so that's the problem, and by the end of this, you'll be able to solve it. It has text pages here. It has visualizations, and we're always using visualizations and universal examples that works for everyone. We have some videos here. All these videos have downloadable slides and transcripts. Has questions here, and one thing you can do with these questions is you can actually download the data, which we might as well do here. You can download the data so that you can then do the calculations in Excel. So here, the reason that we're asking students to do calculations is it helps them to understand where the numbers come from, and we've got it a bit automated in Excel so that they're not doing something silly like calculating everything by hand. And so students can calculate, for example, standard deviation with this. We also have questions, we have visualization. We're using examples of real world data because look, this shows you that statistics is actually important in the real world. And every toolkit, all 6 of them, includes an interactive app in which you can visualize a statistical phenomenon. One phenomenon in statistics is called a normal distribution. Most people score at the average. The further you are from the average, the fewer people there are. And this app explains it using dice rolls. So let's imagine you've got a whole bunch of dice. So you've got one dice and you roll it a bunch of times. You're just as likely to get every number. If you're playing Monopoly and you have 2 dice and you add the scores together, more combinations are going to put you in the middle. What this app is basically showing you is the more times you measure things, the larger the sample, the more dice, the more predictors you have of phenomenon, and the better your measurements, so like the number of faces on the dice, the more it becomes normally distributed. A normal distribution is what happens when something has many causes and more causes put you in the middle. And every one of these videos also has every one of these apps has an introductory video explaining it in a bit more detail. And then at the very end, what we also have is we have a knowledge check at the end. I'm going to finish by saying 2 more things about the Launchpad. The first thing is that when we designed it with the help of an undergraduate student named Bhavati Santosh. She helped us to level it so students could better understand it. Currently being used in the School of Psychology and the School of Veterinary Medicine, but hopefully it can help your students as well.